Hey, good morning, everybody. Out here at the LBJ National Grasslands up near Decatur, and I'm out here with Jerry from Tangent Trails, and he was kind enough to invite me along on this trip. I'm out here doing an overnighter, but you're going to be out here for a few nights.
Four,
Four
3 nights,
nights?
4 days.
So he's doing a much bigger loop than I am, but he's going to kind of show me around out here, and we got about 5 miles or so to get to camp tonight, and doing a little exploring this afternoon. So Jerry was telling me these trails are usually real sandy and deep sand from a lot of the horses that ride out here, which is like the primary thing these trails are used for. And it's been raining a bunch here the last few days, and so we're just getting a lot of mud. And you can see by my shoes there, we've been slip sliding around quite a bit. It's nice to not have the sand, but having to deal with a little bit of mud. Well, we've been hiking along the yellow trail. Just got to this water tank. Jerry said this normally has water in it pretty much anytime he's been here, and it looks like pretty clean water so far. Trails have been super muddy and kind of fun slip sliding around, but shoes are definitely nasty and need to be wiped off later. I think the trails probably dry up later today or tomorrow. It's really been a peaceful morning, real quiet. Hadn't seen any people or any wildlife really so far, but trails are nice. It's crisp and cool out here, and it's a great day to be out on trail here in North Texas. So we're coming into the pine section right now. This is where we're planning on camping for the night. It is way early in the day. So nice little pond here. Water doesn't look too bad, a little bit muddy. We're gonna camp here in the pine section and probably do a longer day hike out of there here this afternoon. Well, we just made it to camp. It's probably about 10 a.m. We got here a little bit ago, and Jerry's been showing me around the piney woods here. This is pretty unique for North Texas. We don't have a lot of pines, so this is a cool, kind of like a little micro ecosystem here. It's pretty neat. Anyway, a lot of cool campsites. I love camping in pine trees, which I don't get to do a lot. There's a nice fire ring back behind us, and then he's got him a spot over here. I think I found a spot back that way. Going to get camp set up and lounge around for a while. This is a cool area just to hang out and enjoy camp. Well, I got my tent set up, and tonight I'm going to be sleeping on the Big Agnes SLX Q-Core. This is a pretty nice pad. It's size large, so I really like that, and it's really thick. Not the warmest pad, but I think it'll do all right tonight. I also brought along the pump sack to help blow it up, because blowing this up with your mouth takes a really long time because it's got such a big volume. But I think we got a really nice site, and it's feeling pretty good having the sun come through right now. Warm it up a little bit and finish getting camp set up. Show you a few more things I brought along, and I think I'm gonna have an early lunch. So my sleeping bag I brought, this is an Enlightened Equipment. It's a 20 degree, and I believe it's called the Conundrum. What that is it's one of their quilts, but it also has a zipper on it, so you can turn the zipper over and use it like a sleeping bag. I've used it like a quilt in my hammock several times so far, but I'm gonna probably use it in sleeping bag mode tonight, and that'll just help prevent drafts getting on me during the night. Having your quilt come up just a little bit and letting air in, I think this is going to solve that, and I really enjoy it. I don't so much like the hood of a sleeping bag in the mummy bags. So that's nice. Basically, it's going to be like a hoodless mummy bag, which will be cool. And then I wear a beanie or toboggan or whatever at night to help keep my head warm. This is my pillow I use. Super lightweight. It's just like an old little inflatable hospital pillow. And that's really about all the air it needs, and then it's good to go for the night. It does have like some sort of fabric on the outside of the plastic, so it doesn't have that plastic feel. And then I can either slip this inside of something or just lay directly on it. I really don't have a problem doing that. I actually brought 2 of them because I like to keep one down between my legs, and they weigh so little that having 2 of these is even less than most camp pillows anyway. Give you a quick look inside my tent. You can see exactly how thick that pad is, and my quilt's still lofting up there. Got my 2 pillows. This is a 2-person tent. This is a tarp tent double rainbow, so plenty of room in there, and I don't even have the pad slid all the way over, so tons of room. I love that I can sit up inside here, and got plenty of area by myself. Really love this tent. It's super versatile. It's semi-freestanding. It's got a pole, so it does really well in the wind, and you can set this up with your stakes, or if you don't have a place that you can stake it in, or you don't have stakes, and I actually had to do this on a trip back in January since we were sleeping on solid rock. You can actually take your trekking pole, and there's a way to attach it to go from this corner to this corner, and it'll spread that out, and you can set it up without using any stakes. And then we just had to use rocks to help hold that down. There's also another thing you can do with trekking poles, and that is you can set them up vertically inside of the vestibule, go from like down here, and they go straight up inside here, and they end up landing right in here, and it helps hold these corners up in some really high winds, and that has been super nice. Backpack lots of places with high winds, so that helps make the tent a little more stable, and I really appreciate that. This is one of the best tents out there, I think, and they have a newer version that's made out of Cuban fiber, or DCF, and if I had the money, that's probably the tent I would get, because I love this thing here. The only thing is it's a little bit heavier than some other tents, but it's a really good one. Oh, we got a pretty good fire pit back here, and Jerry nice enough to cache us some firewood since everything's wet out here. Got some good firewood, and I think we're about to eat lunch. And yeah, I'm starving. It's only about 10:30, 10:45, but I'm ready, and we're gonna have a good day around camp. Somewhere in the Metroplex, and it's because I was looking up the Cross Timbers Trail, I think, and she's got lots of videos, and she's done Appalachian Trail and Ouachita Trail is what she's doing now, I think. Well, it's a little bit before noon, about 11:45, and just ate and everything. And I'm about 100 yards from camp, and there's a road right here, so really not that far out, even though we hiked in about 5 miles. But I'm headed off this direction, and I'm just going for a day hike to add a few more miles to my day, especially since it's so early. And gonna fill up water and filter at another established campground that has a well. So headed off to explore a little bit more of the grasslands. Well, so far I'm enjoying my time out here. Obviously there's not a ton of elevation and not like any spectacular view, at least for what I've seen so far, but just the whole place so far has been nice. Really enjoying the morning. There's not been anybody else out here, hadn't seen anybody hiking or riding horses or anything, so I don't know, I'm enjoying my time out here, and this is a great place for up here near DFW that get out and do 1 or 2 nights and just enjoy being outside, train for bigger trips, test out some gear, things like that. I mean, this is a cool spot, so I'll definitely be back here later this winter or spring. Enjoy being able to come out here and camp wherever and have fires and stuff. It's it's different. We don't have a lot of public land here in Texas, so it's a whole new experience. Really enjoying it so far. So kind of coming out of the pines now, and Jerry said this whole route that I'm about to take is a lot more open and exposed, which is nice because it's been pretty cold this morning, and I still got my jacket on even though it's around noon. I'm sure getting out here I'll warm up quick. Sounds nice. Lots of good ponds out here at the Grasslands. I'm not too far from a well, so I'm gonna filter water from there, but there's been a lot of good ones. A ton of little small ones that I probably wouldn't drink out of, but this water here is not too bad. Coming into the Valley View campground. Right around where that windmill's at, that's where I'm gonna get my water from. Fill up from here and then head out for a couple more miles. Well, I got my water and I'm gonna head back out, and not really sure the exact route I'm gonna take. Try to put in 2 or 3 more miles before heading back to camp. Well, I've seen 2 armadillos now in the last probably 5-10 minutes, and that's pretty much all the wildlife I've seen on this trip, besides a bunch of birds. Hadn't seen any deer. Jerry said he saw a bunch coming in, but somehow I missed them. You can see there a lot of the trail's still wet, but it's definitely drying out compared to what it was this morning when we first started walking. Well, I made it back to the gate. I've completed my loop. Now I just have a short section of trail to get back to our campsite in the pines, and that is the start of the pines back there in the background. So a little less than a mile to get back to where I'm headed. What number cup is that going to be for you? Number 3?
This will be 3rd.
That's a good day right there.
Yeah, I'll need that wine to wind me down.
That's fun. I did bring a couple hot hands, hand warmers. That I started doing that earlier this year on a trip with me and my son, and it worked real good for him. And then I was like, sun's getting close to going down, and it's about dinner time. I think we're getting close to getting this fire going, and it has been, or at least it's felt cold pretty much all day. Got up into the 50s, but I guess just being in the shade and a little bit of breeze blowing through here, I don't know, but it's felt cold. Even when I was out hiking, pretty chilly. So the fire will be nice. So for dinner tonight, I didn't even go get a backpacking meal or anything. Had this at home. This is just refried beans that I'm gonna heat up. And I brought some cheese to put in there, tortillas, and in honor of my good friend Chuco Hiker, brought some Taco Bell hot sauce put on there.
Shoot, I've been on trips so where this was it. Getting one going this good was... Gosh, when I hit the trailhead that morning, there were 8 right in a row Border Patrol agents coming down.
Well guys, that just about does it for today. Had a really good fire and really enjoyed sitting around. I love sitting around a campfire. No one else out here at the pines tonight, so we got the whole area to ourselves. It's really quiet out here. Did hear a few coyotes and an owl earlier, which was kind of neat. Other than that, man, it has been super quiet. Had a good dinner, great conversation. Really appreciate Jerry from Tangent Trails having me along on this trip. He's shown me around the grasslands. He knows this area really well. He's got lots of videos on this area up here, so definitely check out Tangent Trails if you haven't already. He's got a good up-and-coming channel, and go support his channel. Anyway, really good end to the day. I'm gonna sit in here. It's gotten really cold, and gonna try to stay warm, probably listen to something or maybe watch something on my phone, and that'll be it for today. In the morning, we got about 5 miles to get out of here. Jerry's actually going to continue on for a couple more days, but I got to get back. So anyway, we'll see you in the morning. So like all these little pull-offs like this one right up here, you can park there and don't have to pay.
Yeah, yeah. This would be a great place to carcass in my eye last night.
Oh no. I don't think I gave you a tour yesterday, but give you a quick look around our campsite we stayed at. This is my spot here. Jerry over there packing up. Had a nice fire there last night. A couple stumps to sit on, and this area is pretty big. All this right here I would consider all the same campsite, and then all through these pines there's maybe 3 or 4 other sites, a couple ponds. This has been a pretty nice area. Letting the inside of the tent dry out just a little bit. Got a little bit of condensation last night. Not too bad. Well, we're just about packed up. I got my trekking poles tucked in here in my pack. That way I can keep my hands in my pockets. Pretty chilly this morning, at least till I get going. Well, heading back to the car now. Hopefully the trails aren't quite as muddy this morning. I think they should be dried out a little more. I brought my trekking poles on this trip and wasn't thinking I'd need them, but actually did use them a little bit yesterday just because it was so muddy. They saved me a couple times from sliding down, but I got them tucked away in my pack, hoping I don't need them. My hands are pretty chilly. I got these little hand warmers in my pocket, and that has been really nice this morning. Well, I finally saw a deer. Saw a big 8-point buck, which was kind of neat, running right across the trail. And then I saw him run down the other side for a ways. That was pretty neat. I had to stop and strip down, take my thermal bottoms off. Already taken everything else off. So now I'm down to about the least amount of clothing I can get away with out here. I don't think I have too much farther, maybe less than a couple miles to get back to my car. Well guys, made it back. The yellow trail itself is a little less than 10 miles, but with what I added on yesterday, did just around 15 miles. Pretty good for an overnighter. Really enjoyed it out here. The grasslands may not be the most picturesque place I've ever been, especially this time of year. It's a little dreary, but it was really nice. Really enjoyed the campsite last night. Had a great campsite there in the pines. Really appreciate Jerry from Tangent Trails inviting me out here once again. Go check out his channel, subscribe to him. He does a lot of trips out here as well as around Texas and some of the surrounding states. Anyway guys, I'm Ultralight Outdoors. My name's Cameron, and I appreciate you following along. We'll see you next time.